So in this training video we're going to cover off ABS braking. We're going to break it down into a few segments. First thing, what is ABS? Secondly, what is the difference between ABS and traction control? Our common faults, and what we should do is, and how should we use the ABS. So the first thing is, what is ABS? Now, the challenge with ABS is most of us never get a chance to actually use it. There's thousands of cars get sold all around the country, and very few people actually have an understanding or are given any sort of training or understanding on ABS. And the only time we ever need to use it is when we're actually in some kind of trouble on the road. So what ABS actually does is it allows us to steer under extreme braking. So it is basically, in the simplest terms, it's an anti-lock brake system so that we don't lock up all four wheels and then the car takes off on us, or we get in some serious sliding and traction problems. So what actually happens with it is if we need to come to a stop in a hurry, as in something pulls out in front of us, we hit the pedal as hard as we can with the brakes and we feel a pulsing back and forward. That pulsing on the pedal is the ABS kicking in. Once that actually kicks in, then we can actually maneuver the car. But until that happens, we need to just keep our foot on the brake pedal until it engages. Now, it will engage very, very quickly, and it'll engage quicker than what you actually think it will. And if you've never had a go on it, I'd encourage you to do so safely, somewhere on a closed yard with some gravel or some grass or something, just to get a feel for that pedal, because it is an unnatural feeling. So the difference between ABS and traction control. Most cars today have both, which is really, really good, and certainly even right through to trucks and trailers. So ABS is purely for our braking system. Traction control is slightly different, and we'll cover that off later, but generally, traction control will actually add brake pressure to each four corner of our car if it senses that we're out of control, whereas ABS is purely done on the braking. They do work simultaneously, and they work very, very well, but we're just talking about ABS today. The common faults of ABS is that most people, when they put their foot on the pedal hard, they feel the brake pedal pushing back and it pulses, and you can feel that horrible shudder, and it's a real difficult sound. Most people then take their foot off, which is the worst thing we can actually do. We've got to keep our foot in and keep it in firm until the ABS actually kicks in, and we should feel that pulsing. Once we feel that pulsing, then we can turn and we can maneuver the car left or right around the obstacle safely, because it's under our control. By letting the foot off and then putting it back on again, we're effectively the car won't keep up with it, and we won't get the ABS on, and it'll be too late, and we'll go straight through or hit, and worst case scenario, cause an injury to someone else or to ourselves. So in this first video, we're going to show you what not to do. And you'll see as the hazard comes up to us, the foot's applied to the brake, and as the ABS starts pushing, you'll see the foot coming off, and then the foot going back on and off. And it's a horrible sensation, but it's a natural thing that people do, because the ABS pushing back on us isn't something that we've had a lot of experience with. So if you have a look at this video, you'll see what I mean. So now you've seen in that video what not to do, and you can see the person's feet coming off the brake pedal as the ABS kicks in. Quite a natural response to a lot of people, certainly a lot of older people that grew up and learned and spent many, many years in cars that didn't even have ABS in them. What we now need to do is show you what to do when the ABS kicks in. So this time we're going to look at the same obstacle, the same brake point, and the ABS is going to kick in and the foot's going to stay firmly in, and that resistance to that pedal is we're going to create pressure on that, because that's actually the ABS doing its job. So have a look at this. So now we've covered off what not to do in that first video. By foot comes in, ABS kicks on, and the foot keeps coming on and off the brake the whole time, and you can see how much longer it took for the car to stop. And the car came to a stop well past what we were trying to avoid. Then you've also seen what to do, as in foot goes into the ABS starts pushing back, keep the brake pedal in, and then we can come to a stop much, much safer, and also allow us a bit of time to manoeuvre around. So the key points are, remember, keep your foot in once the ABS comes onto us. So keep your foot on the pedal, keep pushing in hard. As much as it's an unnatural feeling, keep it in there. Then you can manoeuvre once the ABS is shuddering under your feet. If you're in an automatic, no dramas, it'll do everything for you. If you're in a manual, remember to put your clutch in. Not the end of the world if you don't, you're going to stop anyway, but we want to keep the car under our power and keep it running to keep that power steering going. So keep your foot in the clutch. Other than that, go and try it somewhere if you can safely. Thanks for tuning in.